Now, I was just filming what I thought to be a normal short, okay? We just progress our kicks. We start with the closest, then extra point range, and then 60 yards, 61, and I thought it would be easy. We just keep it going, and then we'll find an endpoint where the kick is not at all possible. But I found something different instead. At 62 yards, it took me about 15 minutes, but I was fairly easily able to make it. But then we reached 63 yards. But this was no ordinary kick. It seemed possible. Like the ball would be just short of hitting it. And then we would get a doink. And it's like, alright, if it can doink back, can it not doink in? And I became obsessed with making this kick. I spent a total of 5 hours trying to find the perfect scrimmage, the perfect power, the perfect accuracy, doing whatever I could to make a kick that might have not even been possible. You're watching the Ultimate Kicking Challenge starring Juicy John in Roblox NFL Universe Football. Part 1, the line of scrimmage. So yes, let's break down the line of scrimmage. Obviously, to make this kick, you want to set the line of scrimmage to be as close as possible because the field goal where you're kicking it from is always going to be about 8.5 yards behind the LOS. Now, using admin commands, you can set the line of scrimmage, which I first did over in Football Fusion. So when I tried my 60-yard kick, it was not going to go in, and I was kind of mad at myself because Jacorn, another Fusion YouTuber, sent me a video of him flagging himself 59.5 yards, which counted as a 60-yard kick. So when I tried this in UF, I said, no, if it's possible, I have to make it. I'm not failing the kick again. I'm not going to forget that I was literally sent a possible 60-yard kick to not make it in my short. So here's how I calculated the scrimmage. On offense, I would do scrimmage 99, and that would put the scrimmage line at the 0-yard line. Now, if I did scrimmage minus 45, it was a 62-yard attempt. But if I did scrimmage minus 45.1, all of a sudden it was 63 yards. Now for most this will be fine, but I realize I need this kick to be as close as possible. I'm out here spending over an hour attempting the same kick again and again. If I can shrink this distance even a fraction of a scrimmage yard, that might just be what it takes to get this ball into this stinking field goal post. So I went 1 decimal point at a time. We'll go 45.01. Okay, that's a 63-yard kick. Let's try 45.001. Still 63 yards. So I continued this on until I found out that 45.00001 did not count as a 63-yard kick. So then I put a 2 on the end of that. It did not count. And then I put a 3 on the end of that, and all of a sudden, it is a 63-yard field goal. So that's how I found the perfect line of scrimmage to be as close as you can be for hitting this absolute nuke. Part 2, the power meter. Now the power meter is your first of 2 kicking meters in NFL UF, the second of which is accuracy, which we'll get to later. Now the power, it looks simple. You got your 2 triangles, and you want to have that little ticker hit the point of the triangle. But the problem, which I didn't even realize until later slowing down the footage, is that the meter will jump a little bit later. Here, I'll show it 1 frame at a time. So this is your kick power. 1 frame, it shows it's gray. Now right here, look, that looks perfect. It's gray, it's right at that point of attack, but look, the game will have it jump down. So that's actually perfect accuracy there. So your real input is above what you're going to see in the still frame. Now, luckily for me, I was able to tell this because I'm spamming this kick again and again and again. I'm trying to meter a little early, a little later. Is there some kind of advantage? And I realized that a little later in that triangle, around this area, is going to maximize my power. This is the only place in which I'm getting doinks. So I need my power to be here in order to have a chance of even making this kick. So my job might have been a little easier if this was coded properly. But if you want to attempt this kick for yourself, you need the pointer to be right in this area. Part 3, the accuracy. Now the accuracy meter is similar yet different to the power. And the main difference is that those 2 triangles will move down and up. So as soon as you complete your power, it jumps to the accuracy meter and those triangles start to move. So usually I'll get my power and then I'll click once to start the accuracy meter. And it's a similar concept. You want your pointer in the middle of those 2 triangles, right at the point of those triangles, in fact. What the problem is, I think similar to the power meter, is that there's an input latency problem. Now you would think that perfect accuracy would equate to being in the middle of the field goal post, because that is perfect right down the middle. But if you click in the middle, it's gonna be to the left all of a sudden. Wait, why is it to the left? So you'll actually want to click right around the top of this triangle to be in the middle, and if you go before the triangle altogether, it will be to the right. That's just how it goes. So this is your perfect accuracy. This is what you want to chase. And I don't know how much accuracy matters because I've doinked to the right, I've doinked to the left, I've doinked in the middle. I mean, I've doinked the kick everywhere, bro. I tried for over 5 hours. Part 4, the grind. Now, the grind started Saturday, October 4th, when I spent about half an hour attempting this kick, and I said, all right, we'll put it down. We should be able to make it the next day. Then on Sunday night, I spent 2 hours attempting this kick. I tried different sizes of my kicker. We had to figure out the scrimmage line, and then I've tried and tried and tried again until I finally found out, okay, the power should be about here and the accuracy should be about here. Then I had to go back Monday, where I would spend another 2 hours attempting this kick. And it is impossible to describe the grind. Let me just show you with the doinks. And let me remind you, these doinks only happen maybe 1 out of 10 kicks. These are the highlights. Part 5, the final kick. At this point, I was completely burnt out on kicking this ball. I had tried again and again and again, and I was starting to doubt if this kick was even possible. Then I started angling my camera a little bit, like, does this even have the distance? Then finally, near the end of my run, right before I was about to give up, I hit this. I was in shock. Then in real time, I said this. No way. No way I hit that. No way I hit that. This is my voice, bruh. I've literally been doing this for what, like 4 hours? For 4 hours. This was 2 hours today. I started angling my camera to try and get a better look. There's no way that just went in. There's no way. Of course, I sent this epic clip to the creator of the game himself, and he said, that was supposed to be possible? Clickster, it took me 5 hours, dog. How is that supposed to be possible? I challenge anyone watching this video with all the tools I laid out to make this kick yourself, okay? Comment down below if you made it, upload your clip. I dare anyone to pull this off.